What's up all you cool snakes and neonates? How's it going? I hope you are all keeping well. So today we are going to talk about the age-old story of the snake sizing up its owner. Let's get into it. As snake keepers, a lot of us have heard this story. However, there's going to be a couple of us watching this channel that aren't snake keepers, that have maybe heard this story from their grannies, uncles, aunties, sisters, something like that, other or another. There always comes from someone who knows someone, because it seems more plausible when they know them or when they're related to them. But for those of you that haven't heard this story before, here it is.
Oh my God, so you have a snake? Well, be very careful, because my auntie's sister's uncle's sister had a snake and it stopped eating, so she took it to the vet's. And the vet asked her, "Does your snake sleep next to you at night?" And she said, "Yes, he loves to sleep next to me at night." And the vet said, "Actually, the snake is sizing you up. He stopped eating to save room in his stomach, and he is sleeping alongside you to size you up to see if you're going to fit in his stomach. So be very careful of that disgusting creature. It's going to size you up and eat you, your children, the whole family."
Fantastic piece of acting right there. Now, first of all, we're going to go over the things that could be true about this story, the things that factually could be correct. Now, in that story, they talked about how the snake wasn't eating and it was laying alongside its owner. Reptiles are what's called cold-blooded, which means that they can't thermoregulate, they can't warm their body up, and they can't cool themselves down. So they need the temperature of their surroundings to be just right to help them. That's why in all of these enclosures and all of these vivariums here, they all have a hot end and a cold end, so they can go and warm up when they're too cold, and they can also cool down when they're too hot, because they can't. Their muscles don't work the same as ours. We shiver when we're cold, that's our muscles moving to warm us up, and we sweat when we're too hot, and that is what we do to cool down. The snakes or reptiles don't do that. So if this snake was laying alongside of its owner because it didn't have a vivarium, it didn't have a heat source, the warmest thing in that room would have been its owner's body. So it would have been looking for somewhere warm to stay alive. Now, if the snake wasn't eating, this goes back to the temperature. If the snake wasn't eating, they also need warmth too. Where are you going, big man? You're getting a handful in this little room. Reptiles need the heat to digest their food as well. So they need the warmth to digest their food. If it's too cold, the food won't digest and it will literally rot in their stomach, and then, of course, eventually lead to problems or even death. So if that snake wasn't eating, it was probably because it was too cold and it knew it couldn't get enough temperature to digest its prey. So there are the truths in that. If the snake was laying alongside of its owner, it was just looking for some warmth. Now, let's move on to proving out the lies of that little story there. Now, snakes don't size their prey up. My favourite example that I always give to people when I hear this story is, could you imagine an anaconda in the Amazon wandering along, finding a capybara, a large rodent, and saying, "Could you wait there for a week while I don't eat, I save up room, and I measure you up to see if you're going to fit inside my tummy"? No, that's not how it's going to happen. If that capybara sees that anaconda coming, it's going to be out of there. It's going to be gone. Snakes are ambush predators, so they lay in wait by a road or a pathway. Mammals are a creature of habit, so the snake will wait by that pathway or roadway of that mammal will keep wandering along, and it will wait. The split second that mammal or that animal walks past the snake's mouth, boom, they grab it. And as proof, take a look at this. And here I am showing you guys that I'm opening the doors. These snakes have not met these rats before. They were in the freezer downstairs, being defrosted all day in the kitchen, and now they are ready to be eaten. So I'm going to offer it to Hunter here. This is the first time he's ever encountered this rat. So let's see if he sizes it up or if he strikes it and eats it. Easy, tiger. And just in case you are saying to yourself, Reptile Rich, that's just one animal. That could be a one-off, or that animal could just be like that. Well, let's feed a whole host of other species of snakes. Like I mentioned earlier, these rats have just been defrosting today, so these animals have only been smelling this today. And check this out, enclosure by enclosure. Sitting, waiting for food. Sitting, waiting for food. She is sitting, waiting for food. He has had his nose up at the glass all day. You can see his head sitting up. He is sitting, waiting for food. Digger, the false water cobra, sitting, waiting for food. Now, none of these animals have met any of these rats before. So let's see what happens when we introduce them. Are they going to take their time and size it up? Or are they going to snatch it out of my hands? One of these animals does like to play with me a little bit, and that's the red-tailed boas. Let's see if they're going to play with me or if they're going to snatch it straight out of my hands. Okay, so he's sitting up at the back. You can see Shelby, the false water cobra there. Okay, here's the rat. Let's see what she does. Tongue's out, smelling. Oh, hello. Let me lay alongside you all night. That was your own tail. Wow, that was sketchy while I was holding the camera. Yeah, I hope I got that. You are crazy! And now she's chewing that venom in. These guys are rear-fanged, mildly venomous. False water cobras, she'll chew that venom in because the fangs are at the back of her mouth. So you're chewing away. Nom nom noms. Make sure that mousey is dead. Right, let's try someone else. So that's a false water cobra, a colubrid. Right, so next one is Gimli. Wait, would you like a rat, my son? You were always just so gentle. He wasn't gentle when he bit my finger, though. That was nasty. Yes, he did mistake my finger. I know I'm filming this as if I have already fed Hunter, but I haven't actually fed Hunter yet. And he is pushing on that glass with all of his might to get to that rat. But his isn't fully defrosted yet, so I can't give him it. But yeah, so there is the reticulated python Gimli. Again, first time we met that mouse, that rat. Open the door and bang. Unfortunately, old man Marley, you're working tomorrow, so I can't feed you tonight. Okay. So Tigger, Shelby's equally crazy boyfriend. Running away from it. Son. Hey, there we go. Here comes the craziness. It's your own body. Don't do the same as your girlfriend. Woo, lovely, lovely, lovely. Look, he's already chewing that venom in. Chewing and chewing and chewing. Almonds. Yep, no getting to know her there. There was no sizing up at it again. Right, let's go for Ruby, the Suriname red-tailed boa now. Let's see, is she going to size it up or is she going to strike? She's going to strike. Oh, there's a poop there I need to clean up. Yeah, she didn't get to know that mouse much at all. Right, Mordecai, the male Suriname red-tail. I really don't like my hand being in here. Gone. Son, you're supposed to size it up. How do you know if that's going to fit in your stomach? You're doing it all wrong. Or is he doing it all right, ladies and gentlemen? So Mordecai, the Suriname red-tailed boa, the boyfriend to Ruby right here. So as you can see, they don't size their prey up. The opportunity for food does not come along very often in the snake world. So they cannot let that opportunity pass. They take that prey as soon as they see it. The moment they get an opportunity to grab that animal, they will take it. They are not going to size up their prey. I've done a bit of research, and this story is actually an old metaphor. It means be careful who you sleep next to at nights. You may think they love you, but to them, you're just another meal ticket. So that's what this story actually is an old metaphor that some silly people have got a hold of and have taken it literally. Of course, the snake lays next to her at night. She thinks it loves her. It doesn't love her. It's thinking of her as food. And that's what the metaphor means, is that be careful who you sleep next to at nights. So there you go, guys. That is the truth behind the snake sizing up its owner. Hunter's coming into shed and he's getting a bit vocal. Hi, your son. Who are you speaking to? Next up, guys, we're going to have a very special shout out to a little lad called Braden. He is self-proclaimed our #1 fan, and I think he might just be. Bumped into him on the street and he asked if he could have a selfie with yours truly, which not only made him smile, but it made me smile as well to be walking along the street and have someone recognise me from the channel and want to have a selfie taken. So that was a pretty cool experience. Braden's been messaging me, or his mum's messaged me over some fantastic drawings he's been doing of myself and the handsome Hunter here. That is some awesome artwork there, buddy. Thank you very much for that, and thank you very much for the support. As always, guys, your support means the world to me. We need more supporters like Braden there. Awesome young lad who has been watching our videos every day, getting up in the morning, watching the Animal Man as he calls it, and supporting the channel. So thank you very much, buddy. That is hugely appreciated. You are our #1 fan. So there we go, guys. Snakes don't size their owners up. In fact, just like any other animal, with the right care, the right attention, and a bit of love, they will do just fine. Just like Hunter here. He's a big, curious lump. When he's out and about, he wants to sniff at everything, investigate everything, but he's also very careful that he doesn't knock things over and make a mess. He's an amazing animal. He's a fantastic animal. Just like you can see here with Theo. He is just so curious, so gentle, so friendly. He'll have a sniff at something and wander away and leave it alone. Sometimes I'll be cleaning his water bowl or cleaning out his enclosure and he's out wandering around the floor and I just feel him just wander over my legs and he just passes by wandering over my legs. He has no interest in eating me. Even though he's about 10 foot long, he still is not interested in me as food at all. Now, there is a happy medium. These animals do command respect. They are not as affectionate as puppy dogs and things like that. They're not going to run at you when you enter the house. Hunter here is tap trained, so if I was to put my hand in his enclosure without addressing I was coming in, he would think that was food coming in and he would grab me. There's no two ways about it. So there are ways and means of interacting with these animals, but they do not see us as food, not intentionally anyway. And they definitely don't size their prey up. So there we go, guys. That is my guide to the snake sizing up its owner. As always, thank you very much for tuning in. You can subscribe through my ugly mug right there. There'll be a playlist for you right there and a random video for you right there from me, Hunter, and the rest of the gang. Take it easy, guys. Peace.